Hey, leadership team, this is Jed. And in an attempt to help us be on the same page in a huge season, a hectic season, especially with meetings that get moved around and sometimes a month goes by before we're together, I wanted to try something. I wanted to just let you know on a weekly basis where I am at, what I'm thinking about, some ideas that are coming down the pike so that when we meet, we're more on the same page and we can make decisions better and quicker and faster. And if this works, then we'll continue, and if it doesn't, then we'll try something new. But I did want to let you know that the staff had a half-day retreat. We're looking at our goals and priorities. There are a couple things that are starting to emerge. Every single staff member is looking at their roles and responsibilities, and we're trying to clarify what we need to be focused on this next year. Another key theme is that we're looking at investing in our teams, making our teams stronger, and the third piece that is unanimous is that we're looking at the next person that will lead each of our teams, whether it's the worship team leader or a youth intern. And my three priorities are to figure out what my roles and responsibilities are with the finances. I think that's the thing that weighs the heaviest on me. Ken asked me a huge question, which gave me great clarity. He said, how would you feel if we weren't struggling with money? And I would feel great about ministry at Harvest Ridge. I would be over the top with excitement. But the money piece is, it's a huge concern. And so in the coming year, I'm looking to help develop a plan with the leadership team and know where we are and know what we're communicating and know how to present that to the congregation. It feels like we have a window of time. That window is shrinking, and we want to move forward. My second priority is that we would connect with the young generation, and so I've been out meeting new people that are coming into Harvest Ridge and having coffees and lunches and a lot of evenings out with them. And the third thing is that as a pastor across the board, I would be making sure that each one of our staff members has clear goals and priorities, and that the leadership team would also have clear goals and priorities, and that our ministry team leaders would have clear goals and priorities, and that there would be a name attached to each one of our issues and boulders. And so that's one of the things that I'd like to talk about when we meet again. Mavis asked a great question. She said, what are we doing to learn from the churches that are growing and thriving? And I didn't get a chance to answer that, but I think I would say after reflecting that that we are going to be a church that is growing and thriving because of the hard decisions that we're making. We're making hard decisions about staff, we're making hard decisions about structure, we're making hard decisions about ministries and evaluating ministry upon spiritual growth. And a lot of that has to do with our conversation with Mark. Speaking of Mark, he just did a phenomenal job of planning and executing and leading and following up with our Compassion, Justice, Mercy meeting on Sunday. We had over 20 people there. And I know that we want to get to the end of this conversation. We want to ask the question, well, in 5 years, where do we want Mark to be and where do we want the church to be? And there's still some fuzziness, and what I'd like you to do is start sending me the things that we as a team need to be evaluating. Like it came up, do we want Mark to be in the position that if I'm sick on a Sunday morning, he would just step into place? And if that's the expectation, we need to have that in paper. And so in the coming week or 2 weeks, if you could start sending me a list of the things that we want to evaluate so that we can move out of this fuzziness and get into some concrete evaluative questions and create a matrix. Mark and I are also working on a matrix because part of where he will be determines on where the church will be. And so we want to create a matrix system saying, well, if the church is looking like this, then Mark's probably going to be functioning in this area. If the church looks like this, then Mark's going to be functioning in this area. And so we're trying to take all the unknowns and put them down on paper. The last thing, two things. The last thing I wanted to let you know is that Rex stopped by yesterday, and his sister, she's got stage 4 cancer. It's a big surprise. He's a part of the church staff, and so I wanted you to know that. So pray for him, pray for his sister, pray for their family. And now the last thing I wanted to encourage you to do is to spend some time reading through the book of 1 Timothy. That's what I've been reading, and it's been a great source of encouragement. It's helped me to clarify a few things in my own life, and it's helped me to clarify some things in my walk with God. And it's also able to clarify some leadership principles and tools as we move forward. So anyway, that wraps it up for this installment. Thanks for watching, and if you could just send me a little bit of feedback, whether this is helpful or not, that would be great. Okay, thanks. Keep up the good work.